Good morning, my crafty friends. Today's day 3 of my 30 days of gratitude. Thank you for joining me again. If you've missed the first two, they're on the same playlist on YouTube as the others. And I want to read you a definition of gratitude that I found: the act of recognizing and appreciating the positive things in one's life, both big and small, and acknowledging the sources of that goodness which often lie outside oneself. And that's the deal. It's getting out and meeting others, being a part of life, being grateful, being thankful for all those around you. And today I will share a story of another person I'm very grateful for to have in my life. And let's put the camera down and get busy on this card. All right, I brought in a few things. A piece of melon mambo at 8.5 by 5.5. And we have not scored it or done anything to it yet, but we will. This is from the Heirloom Arrangements kit, as well as our embellishments that I've pulled out up here. This is the one that looks like a seed packet or perhaps an old advertisement, very vintage looking. We're going to use the little stamp that says thank you, and we'll use it with the pecan pie that came with the kit. This came with our kit, but we're going to make one adjustment. We're going to use one of these pieces, and I'm going to show you a sneak peek of a new product that's coming out in January. One of the great things about being a demo is we get things early so that we can start using them ourselves, playing with them, making samples, getting ideas to share with you. And this one, I'm going to use what would have been a rectangle, but I'm going to, let's just tear that away. I know, I should have used scissors, but whatever, will forgive me. I'm going to line this up in here on one edge. It's perfect for this. This is a little triple banner punch, and yes, they are loud. Throw away my trash. So now I have it exactly the size that I want, and it's, instead of just being a rectangle, it does have a little bit of flair to it. We all like flair, right? All right, I'll go ahead and stamp while I've got that in my hand. Go ahead and stamp the thank you. That is our only stamping today, so that's done, and I can stick that out of the way. And sit right up there. And I will clean that in just a few moments. All right, this is our 5.5 by 8.5. I do have a piece of 4 by 5.25 that's going to go inside because this is a very dark color. And the reason I like to line things with that are dark is when you write on it, sometimes they're difficult to read. If you just add this, not only does it look a little bit nicer and give it a little more thickness, but it makes it much more legible. Let's see. I'm going to score this. Bring in my trimmer and score. I love our tool because it has both on one. It has, the score is the lighter color. The cutter is the darker blade. And I'm going to get it totally down and out of the way. If I'm doing a lot of scoring, I'll even take it off so that I don't accidentally cut something instead of scoring it. This needs to score at 2 1/8. Our cutter and scorer is marked in 16ths, so 1/8 would be 2/16. Remember those fractions? I loved fractions. Now I'm getting to use them. I hated geometry, but anything with fractions, algebra, that sort of thing, I loved. Okay, so now I've made a nice score. Now I can either turn this around and score it at 2 1/8, but invariably, for me at least, I never seem to get them exactly to meet up. So I have learned to do this. You're going to fold to the bump. And yes, that is the correct way. Trust me, we owned a printing company for 16 years. I'm going to take my bone folder and give that a good score. So it'll lie flat. And then I'm going to just turn the card around and meet it. It should be right at 2 1/8, but just in case it's off just a tad, take my bone folder. Now it matches up perfectly. You may not need to do that but for me, that is the best that I've learned to do. I can go ahead and place my inside piece in. And this is called a gatefold. So while I am working on this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the person it's going to. And talk about grateful. This lady was not my boss. She was my boss's boss. Get that a little better. She was our department head. Not only did she encourage me to go back to school and get my master's in computer education, but when my girls had a really bad wreck and were both injured in the hospital, she called me into her office and said, and this is very typical of her, she did this sort of thing all the time. This is going to be 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. That was 2 1/8. Yes, this would be 1 7/8. Go down 1/4 of an inch. And she wrote me a check of all things. And she said, you have no idea what expenses you're going to have and the things that are going to happen in the next few days. Go home and rest. All right, then we're making this by 5 1/4. So 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And use this for whatever you need. And of course, I protested. Oh, I can't take that. I can't do that. I learned from her one of the phrases that I now use all the time. And that is, do not rip me out of a blessing. God has told me this is supposed to be a blessing I want to share with you. And you can't rip me out of a blessing from him. Oh, wow. Then all of a sudden it quit being about me and became about her. So how could I refuse that? I mean, so I now use that a lot. She did so many great things for our team, and I do appreciate her. So yesterday, I reached out to her and told her what I was doing. I was doing my 30 days of gratitude. Is that right? That's right. And I am very blessed that she's going to be in town next week, and I get to go get one of her hugs. I'm very excited. So reach out to someone that you've been missing today. Let them know you're thinking about them. Let them know you care, that you're grateful for having them in your life. Because we never know. I mean, my husband went through a brain tumor. I went through stage 4 cancer. We never know how long we're given. So don't wait. There we go. So now it's going to open with those 2 pieces. Now I'm going to take this little piece, and yes, it's a tag here, but I'm not going to use it as a tag. I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to add, with glue, I'm going to add this little bit of greenery, and this is from the kit, and it's that printed vellum. It's so pretty. Just love that. I wish there was more of that. Excuse me, I wish there were more of that in the kit. Add that there, and then I want to take some of the dimensionals from the kit and add the flower. And I think one more. As Kelly says, they're cheap as chips. Although chips aren't all that cheap in England anymore. All right, I'm going to make that. And that can hang down, that's fine. I want to put this on here, but just at an angle. A little more glue. Or tape. You certainly can use tape. I'm just really enjoying gluing these days with my little gun. Now what we want to do is, for this gate to open, I'm going to put this in the center, but I only want to attach it on one side or the other. I think I want to attach it which side opens first. Probably this one. So I want to put glue on this half. You could also use tear and tape. Anytime something's going to be opened and shut a lot, so something like this might get opened and shut several times, you want to make it sure it's something extra strong. Okay, so now that's down there. And I think I want to do something inside. Okay, remember there were a couple of butterflies. Pretty little butterflies. There we go. Let's use this little pink one, and we'll just glue it in there. Now, I'm not writing anything in the card. I'm going to put it on this side that doesn't have anything. I'm writing in the card. I'm sorry, I'm not putting any sentiment in there because I need that entire space. And then I will share this with her next week. Again, I still have these left out here, and I don't know what they're from. I apologize. I'm sure it's something retired, but any sequins will work. I'm going to use the darker ones and put them on there. I love bling. What can I say? I'm going to add a little bit of bling. And there we go. Remember, odd numbers. And there's my card. And I look forward to getting to spend time with her next week. Thanks for joining me, and remember to join me next week. Tomorrow, as we do number 4. I will say, if you found this helpful or enjoyable, if you would like and share, I'm trying to get up to a number where I can do live YouTubes, and I'm not quite there yet. So I appreciate your sharing, and thank you for joining me again, and I'll see you tomorrow.